This dog doesn't live here. He belongs to the little girl next door, but he keeps sneaking in my place. To get on my $300 leather chair I just bought and get scratches all over it, you don't belong here. Say goodbye to YouTube and then get lost. And what's this towel on the floor you got? You took that out of the bathroom too? Goodbye, YouTube. Goodbye. Are you still here? If you're driving a black vehicle, this is what you're going to be doing most of the time. Running it through the car wash again and again. They're impossible to keep clean. At least in the desert, anyhow. If you live in Hawaii, you might not have much of an issue. In this video, we're looking at the 2019 Mitsubishi Outlander. And the question you might have, should you buy one or not buy one? If you do a lot of reading up on these, you're going to get some mixed opinions about that subject. Consumer Reports did not give this a very good review, said it was way outdated. Suggested you find something else to buy. And a lot of YouTube and car magazine testers say it's outdated as well. Recommend other things to buy. On the other hand, if you read the surveys taken by owners, one of the most positive feedbacks of any vehicle in the industry, they just love their Mitsubishi Outlander, and most say they might buy another one. So who's telling the truth here? Well, that's what we're going to cover on the video. I'm going to start off by giving you 8 good reasons why you should buy one. And just to show I'm not biased or doing an advertising for Mitsubishi, I'm going to show you 4 reasons I don't like it and might not buy one. Then we'll do some driving and take it from there. Okay, number 1, yes, this vehicle is a bit dated. A few years ago, they did 168 minor improvements that are too long to list here, not significant. But it is reliable. Even the Consumer Reports reader survey showed this is one of the most reliable SUVs on the market. And again, all the happy owners getting on the web saying how they love their vehicles. So you're not going to be plagued with problems if you buy one of these. Reason number 2, this is one of the few Japanese nameplate SUVs that's actually made in Japan instead of somewhere else. Been cranking them out in the same factory for decades. Says so right here on the window sticker. 99% Japanese. Don't know where the 1% is coming from. Number 3, the government safety rating crash test. Mostly 5 stars, a few 4. Can't complain about that. Pardon my shaky hand, but as I said in previous videos, my tripod's broke. Haven't replaced them yet. Number 4, even though these are reliable, if something goes wrong, here's your warranty coverage, one of the best in the business. Take note. Number 5, this is one of the few SUVs under $30,000 to offer 3-row seating. Yes, you can actually fit 7 people in here. Slightly cramped on the 3rd row, but if they're medium sized, they might squeeze in. Number 6, this is one of the few SUVs in this price class to still offer a V6 engine, as an option, of course. We had the base engine, a 4-cylinder putting out 166 horsepower. We also had 4-wheel drive traction, which is optional. Great for going off-road if you're in sand or mud, or driving on the street in snow or wet roads. The fuel economy rating looks good at 24 to 29. We'll be racking up some miles to see if this is accurate, so don't go away. Number 7 is the price tag, starting at only $24,695, maxing out at $33,000 with everything. The GT model with V6, all-wheel drive, leather, all the goodies. Plus, keep in mind, Mitsubishi dealers discount quite a bit. At the year-end sales, I know people have gotten as much as $5 grand off the sticker right off the bat. Of course, that varies dealer to dealer, but keep that in mind if you go shopping. And last but not least is the simplicity of the interior. A nice gauge cluster. Very simple climate controls. Just a few buttons. Anyone can figure that out. A simple to use infotainment screen. More simple controls on the console, including the all-wheel drive system. Pardon the dust, but it's dusty outside. I can't keep this clean. I just gave up. Lots of room in the glove box. Overall, there's nothing fancy or exotic about this Mitsubishi interior, but it's well made, sturdy materials, hold up quite well. There's really nothing to complain about in this vehicle. Now that we've covered the 8 things that make you want to buy a Mitsubishi, I'm going to show you 4 things that might make you not want to buy a Mitsubishi, because we're fair and equal here. Complaint number 1 has to do with the sun visors. Yes, they do fold to the side in an attempt to block out the sun from the side windows, but they do not slide back and forth like 99% of other vehicles. So we have this big gap here where the sun comes in on a hot sunny day, late in the late evening or early morning, and bakes your face like a potato in the summer months. A few years ago, when one of the Mitsubishi reps said they made 168 improvements on the vehicle, I said, why didn't you make it 169 and fix the sun visors? And he wasn't too happy with my question and just kind of blew it off, and I don't think they were going to fix this. So it's just something you have to live with or tint the windows and solve it yourself. Not a deal killer, just kind of annoying. Complaint number 2 has to do with the spare tire situation, assuming you get one. On the lower cost models, you do not. All you get is a cheap, cheesy tire repair kit, which won't do much if you get a cut on the sidewall. That's why I brought along my heavy-duty repair kit with 2 giant heavy-duty air pumps and a bunch of cans of stop leak. Saved myself many, many times. And while you do get a spare tire on the upgraded models, it's not located in the cabin. You have to crawl underneath, way down here. This empty spot is where the spare tire will go. You can get a spare tire from the dealer. If you buy one of these, I suggest you do. There's nothing more lousy than getting a flat in the middle of nowhere and being stuck. If you watch my videos, the biggest complaint I have on many vehicles, a complaint that most car testers seem to ignore or don't notice, the rocker panels and door sills underneath and beside the door. These are some of the widest rocker panels I've ever seen on any vehicle. Look at this. That means every time you step out of the car, or SUV in this case, your pants are going to rub on this, and all the debris, sand, mud, dirt, snow that builds up on here is going to get on your clothes. We don't need it. This is hollow. It's nothing but hollow plastic. It's not going to protect you in an accident like some people email me. There's no reason for it to be here. I don't consider this to be a deal killer, but it does explain why I'm wearing my camo workout pants today. Little dirt's not going to kill them. It blends in the camo, makes it look even better. The 4th disadvantage of a Mitsubishi Outlander is the limited dealer network. Now, in our town, we have lots of Mitsubishi dealers. Here's one right here, no problem, but if you live in a city where there's no dealer to be found, you might be out of luck. That's a shame. You might miss out on a good vehicle. Now that we've covered all the advantages and disadvantages of the Mitsubishi Outlander, we're going to take this out in the street and do some driving. The 6-cylinder Outlanders come with a 6-speed automatic transmission. With the 4-cylinder, you're stuck with a CVT automatic, which I don't care for. Most people don't like. On the positive side, Mitsubishi's done a great job of programming this box. It doesn't have the droning and hesitation you get on many other SUVs that use the CVT. In daily driving, you don't even notice it's not a regular gearbox, so I can live with it. And again, it's got the 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, so if it dies on you, just go down and get another one. And by the way, when you press the AWC button, these are the choices: Eco, Normal, Snow, or Lock. I'm going to leave it in Normal. There have been many complaints about the power steering system in this vehicle being way too light and having no feedback or feel. Technically they're right, but on the other hand, it's really not that bad. I've used a lot worse, trust me. I could live with this day to day. When taking high-speed corners, the suspension is a bit soft and wobbly, but who's going to take this on a racetrack and take corners anyway? It's about ride quality that counts. And on the street, I find this reasonably comfortable, but we'll take a few speed bumps, see what happens, as we do in all my videos. This first bump's kind of nasty. We're taking it 20 miles per hour. Not bad. This is a mild bump. We'll take it at 25. Not bad at all, really. This transmission does have a DS mode, which according to the manual, if I'm reading it right, is sort of a sporty mode for more aggressive driving, kind of humorous in a CVT automatic transmission. Even so, and this does need all the help it can get, this is not the fastest vehicle on the planet when going from 0 to 60 miles per hour. It is a bit on the slow side. We're looking like around 9 to 10 seconds on the time. Oh, we're finally picking up speed. I think we're going to need a longer runway, like an extra 1,000 feet or so. That was more like 11.5 seconds today. Alright, let's face it, this isn't the quickest SUV on the planet, but on the positive side, this engine is very smooth, quiet, very reliable, and the CVT automatic transmission doesn't do a bad job of shifting as long as you don't run it too hard. Overall, this is pleasant for daily commuting. Got a great seating position, excellent view, comfortable ride. No complaints thus far. We will take it out on the freeway later on and do some off-roading. For the past 40 miles, we've been driving pretty hard, doing 0 to 60 times and a lot of real short 1 to 2 mile trips. So I think this is the worst we're going to see. We could only get better. I stated earlier in the video we might take this Mitsubishi off pavement and do some four-wheeling. However, we had another car delivery this afternoon. The all-new Ford Ranger 4x4 double cab. We'll be taking this off-road instead and have that video ready next week. Instead, we'll be using Mitsubishi for some highway trips. Give us a good chance to see what the maximum fuel economy is. If I get time, we will take this off-road. In the meantime, we have more important chores to do. That's getting the fuel economy on a long highway trip, as we're doing here, approximately 110 miles we'll be putting on today. And I'm glad I'm going in this direction and not coming back in that direction. Good grief. This is a 5-mile line here. Either someone had an accident or everybody's rushing to Mom on Mother's Day. By the way, this is a nice highway cruiser. This body shape slices through the air without much wind noise. The suspension, pretty comfortable. Nice seats. If the satellite radio was hooked up, which it's not, I'd enjoy this trip even more. Great for long trips. And we're getting ahead of ourselves, but this is the fuel economy for the past 40 miles at 75 miles per hour. Looks pretty good. Should be interesting to see if it keeps up that way. Just when you thought you'd seen everything, I didn't know it was possible for a dinky Ford Ranger to hold all this stuff. I think this guy needs to trade in this Ranger for a bigger Ford F-150. Good grief. Look at this. Let's look at the license plate and see where he's from. Sonora, Mexico. What a surprise. I just got off the freeway because we're done with our trip, 115 miles. approximately. We'll pull over and see what the fuel economy is. There you go, 28.5. Considering all the passing I was doing, I'd say that's a pretty good figure. When you're driving on wet roads like this, the all-wheel drive traction certainly comes in handy. Ouch! Bet that hurt. This is our second fuel economy run, another 110-15 miles or so. High winds, which we'll be running against. Might drop the mileage down a bit, but you never know. We'll find out. I can't believe nobody hooked up the satellite radio before this car was delivered. Now I have to listen to AM, FM on these long trips. You gotta be kidding me. That is cruel and unusual punishment. But living by the border, we still have a good selection of toonies. Like so. Another 110 miles racked up. We'll pull over and see what the fuel economy computer says. Looks like we cracked the 30 mpg mark at 30.2. Can't complain about that. This is the problem I was talking about earlier with the sun visors not sliding. Look at this. I got the sun this morning right in my face, baking me like a potato, getting sunburned. Why doesn't this slide back and forth, Mitsubishi? You guys got to fix this, really. In the past couple of days, we racked up 350 miles, almost close to our 500-mile goal, so let's crank it up, rack up some more numbers. I said earlier in the video we weren't going to do any off-roading in this vehicle because I had the Ford Ranger instead, but the Ranger's out of gas. This isn't. And I do have some ranch patrolling to do, so we're at the ranch house here, and you know, I really got to get this roof fixed someday. When it rains, it leaks something awful bad. Let's get rolling. In case you're wondering, the Mitsubishi Outlander is capable of going off-road. It does have adequate ground clearance. If you order the optional all-wheel drive system, even more control in sand, mud, or snow. Keep in mind, however, this is basically a passenger car, not a heavy-duty truck. So for light duty use only. And if you get the model that does not have a spare tire, this does not, you gotta be careful. Get it flat out here with nothing but a tire repair kit, you get in a lot of trouble. In my case, I do have a heavy duty super tire repair kit, air pumps, fixed flat, so I might be okay. But if you're gonna go off-road, go down to the dealer and get a spare tire system. In fact, that should be mandatory. This vehicle does have good weight distribution, so if you're driving in sand and two-wheel drive, it does pretty good. I haven't had to engage all-wheel drive yet, but nice to know it's there if you need it. Ooh, that's a nasty. Oh, great suspension. If you like going off pavement because you do like camping, this vehicle holds a lot of gear too. Thought I'd mention that. Now that we've racked up all these miles, I'm running out of gas, so I thought I'd stop by one of these little border towns and get some cheap fuel, but the service around here is horrible. Hello, señor, ¿a qué horas vas a la casa? La Petro? Well, while we're waiting, you might be wondering what I think about this vehicle after a week of driving at 500 miles. It's like this. If someone asks me what a reliable SUV is, I usually tell them get a Honda or Toyota, right off the top of my head. But they're expensive, you don't get much of a good deal or discount, and they don't have a long warranty. On the other hand, if you go to the Outlander, the price is right. I mean, a 3-row seater for less than 25 grand, you can't beat that. Plus the dealers give good discounts, and you have one of the best warranties in the business. I keep getting emails from people telling me how they love their Outlanders, won't drive anything else. That's a good testimonial. So if you're in the market for an SUV, want a good deal, give this one a look before you buy.